Hello, everyone. Welcome to Geekonomics. We're back. It's another edition. It is the pre-Spider-Man episode. Oh, man.
I'm excited.
Sleeps to Spider-Man, Brian.
2 sleeps, Mark, and I am not going on social media. I mean, granted, I got to post our show, but I'm not scrolling through anything.
Yeah.
Not going on Twitter. I'm kind of staying away from Reddit. I unsubscribed to my Marvel Reddit channel. I unsubscribed to anything Spider-Man related on my Google Home on my phone. Because this past Friday, I was already getting articles from random on my Google Home on my phone going, Spider. I'm like, no, I want to know nothing. Yeah. So I'm like, turn off anything that mentions Spider-Man, turn it off. Like, complete blackout.
Yeah.
Because
this is another one of those weeks, as we've been calling them. A nerd week is another upon us again.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, Hawkeye, episode 5.
Yeah.
Thursday, Spider-Man. Friday, Witcher season 2 drops.
Oh shit! Well, me and Allison will be watching that over the holiday break.
Yeah.
That's going to be the holiday show.
There's a lot going on.
I know. So speaking of all that stuff happening, how was your week, Mark?
It was good, as I was saying to you before we started recording. Thanks to you and a suggestion from a while ago. On the Apple Plus, I had pretty much burned through all my other shows. Everything else I've watched. I've caught up pretty much on everything, so there's nothing really that I was like in my queue of things to watch. Besides the HBO Max shows, which I have to get to, which I'm going to save for the holidays week vacation. So I'm watching Mythic Quest on the Apple Plus, up to episode 9, the first season. It's very good. You're right. It's very quirky, funny, which is very Ted Lasso-ish, as you were saying.
Yeah, it's got heart. It's definitely got heart to it.
Yeah.
But it's also funny, and it's also like an interesting look into, Ubisoft is actually a partner with the show that does all the graphics and everything. Yeah. And it's kind of like a humorous look into making a MMO. And they kind of funny. And, some of it probably hits home for people who work in that industry, especially with the whole, wanting to, when you get to season 2, you'll see what I'm saying. But like the money aspect, the story aspect, the creative aspect, the people who will actually
play the games and everything.
Actually type it in. And I just learned that the girl that's one of the testers, the one with the short hair, she's actually a voice actor in video games, and she was at the Video Game Awards.
Well, that's why her voice kind of sounds familiar.
She plays Tiny Tina in Borderlands. And she's done other voices. So I thought that was awesome. Like, oh wow, that's pretty
Which
cool.
has a whole new game coming out.
Yes, Tiny Tina's
talk
new
about later.
adventure.
I'm sure you have your whole Video Game Awards breakdown that you want to get into later on. We'll talk about that probably. I could see your excitement about it on your face as we speak.
It's in my stuff to talk about. Yeah.
I saw a random thing come up on Google. Video Game Awards. I'm like, oh, Brian's going to be in his heaven. He loves his Video Game Awards.
I love my Video Game Awards.
I guess a lot of big game announcements came out of that, so we'll probably
always
have to talk about. So, so watching that, and I watched the Beatles documentary on Apple Plus.
Oh yeah, how was
it? It is amazing. It is long. I'll preface it with that it's long. It's a Peter Jackson movie, so it's long. It's 3 parts. Each part's 2.5 hours long. But it's very interesting. It like you really see like the whole reasoning behind the whole Beatles breakup stuff and what was all going on, and just friends being around each other for so long. You kind of you can't be that close to each other for too long.
Well, I mean, the Beatles did a lot in their 10 years they were together.
Yeah.
I mean, their career feels like it spanned longer than that.
But and in this one session of them trying to put one album out, they end up coming up with enough music to release 3 albums. So it's crazy.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I have to check that out.
Yeah.
So many things.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Besides that, just been getting ready for the holidays, getting ready for Christmas is coming.
11 days.
Packages coming to the house, getting everything all situated. But yeah, everything's good. How about you? How was your week? Get anything, watch anything fun or exciting, or actually finally watch something that aired in the year that we are in, as opposed to 10, 15 years ago?
Yes. Well, I finished Guardians of the Galaxy, and it ties for my game of the year personally. That and Yakuza Like a Dragon are my top 2 favorite games of the year, with Ratchet and Clank right behind it. But my God, Guardians of the Galaxy, it should not have been that good. It should not. Like, it's a Marvel game. You're like,
yeah.
I hope they make a sequel, because when it finished, I want more. They set it up for a sequel, but I cannot say enough about how great, how fun, entertaining this game is, and I can't wait to they make a sequel to make it even better. So I finished that. I jumped into Halo Infinite,
which I've downloaded. I've not played yet.
So Halo Infinite, the best Halo game 343 has ever made.
Wow.
It is a lot of fun. It's once you get past the first 2 stages, you are just put on to Halo Zeta, and it's just big open world. I mean, it's not massive, but it's decent, and you can just
laundry's done.
You can take out bases, you can unlock things, you can just do story missions.
Yeah.
It continues with the whole Cortana story where she's went rogue. You have a new AI companion, the Weapon. Now the actress plays both. She plays Cortana, the Weapon, and the Doctor. That's the Cortana's based off.
Yeah.
So she plays 3 characters in this. But I have to say, this makes up for how crappy the last campaign was. I have played a few multiplayers by myself. It's fun, but I'm more addicted to the campaign. Maybe I know John and those guys will be over the winter break. I'll probably play a game or 2 with them, but the campaign, I'm like 15 hours in.
Wow.
It's about if you just were to mainline the game, I think you can beat it in 20. But if you actually are exploring, it's about a 30-hour game.
Yeah.
I'm exploring. I want to upgrade everything. You get a hook line, and you can swing. It is the coolest thing ever. Like you can climb a mountain with this thing, which is great. And the vehicles you unlock, it's just a lot of fun. So that's kind of the game I'm playing right now. Alice and myself started season 3 of Succession. Holy shit, this show just gets better and better. We're 3 episodes away from finishing. My God, I love that show. It's so good. And then, with the whole Cowboy Bebop being canceled by Netflix,
don't get me started.
I'm rewatching the animated series right now first. Then I'm going to go back to the live action. Now, it was canceled because there was a thing on IGN with the program director. And basically what happened was that first week, it got all the attention. It got a lot of views. And then by the second, third week, the view count was just so low, it wasn't worth making a second season. Also, there is the majority of Cowboy Bebop fans, the anime fans and stuff, pretty much said it's not good. And then the
those are the people who are a bunch of closeted jerk-offs that complained that Val's outfit was not.
It's not that. A lot of people
they wanted to be more skin and less actual acting.
It's not really the problem with it. They didn't think it was a good adaptation. Or a lot of people just feel like, why didn't they just create something new? Why even bother? Because it never works out. Personally, I don't really care. Good. Yeah, you could still like it. I mean, but it just the attention. It didn't get the attention after that first week.
Well, because it was released at like a bad time. It was bad timing on the release.
I don't
There's
think
a lot of stuff.
no such thing as a bad release, to be honest with you.
Well, it really wasn't like it was like
the only press it was getting was
the only thing that my
negative.
thing with it is, and I said this, I had this discussion with Matt Ryan, is I think it's coming to the point where Netflix needs to realize Netflix isn't Netflix anymore.
It is Netflix.
But Netflix isn't like it used to be. It's not like Netflix used to be the, like when Netflix released something, it was like, oh, I gotta watch that. Now Netflix releases things, it's like, oh man.
I don't believe that, Mark, to be true, because The Witcher's coming up, and that's a lot of talk. When Stranger Things drops, that's a lot of people talking about it. Basically, we'll see. Cowboy Bebop, a lot of anime fans just poo-pooed it, and they didn't agree with it. That's all. And I'm gonna rewatch the animation. I'm gonna jump back in because I did like what I see, and I'll enjoy it for what it is. But it just didn't maintain the positive and the viewership beyond week one. That's basically what it comes down to. If a show doesn't maintain it, she basically said if a show can't maintain the a viewership for more than a week,
there's only 8 episodes. How long do you think you're gonna people are gonna watch it all in one sitting? They're not gonna. That's what I'm saying. That Netflix
Squid Game kept the attention for how long?
Well, Squid Game was not popular when it first came out.
Dude, it gained popularity.
Yeah, and people found Squid Game.
Cowboy
Bebop had a built-in audience already. It was already a property that was established that people went to because they're Cowboy Bebop fans. You know,
a lot of people
that's what I'm saying. It's a different scenario. You can't compare Cowboy Bebop to Squid Game. It'd be more like comparing Cowboy Bebop to that Jupiter show.
Not a lot of people, probably a lot of folk, like for instance, my brother and my dad both watched Cowboy Bebop. They never saw the anime. They both liked the show. But to them, that was a new IP. They've never. I think my dad knows anime exists, but he's never seen it. My brother Nick had no idea it was based on anime. So there's folks who are going to watch that have no inkling that it is related to anime.
I want to say I think that's the better comparison, though, is this the Cowboy Bebop to Jupiter Rising or whatever it was.
Maybe. I mean, things are going to get canceled, even if they're good. Like I want
Netflix seems to pull the trigger quicker than it used to. That's my thing. That's everything. I think Netflix used to be more like shows would get more time. That's all.
It's all about money. It's all about money.
Yeah, Netflix now, if you're not instantly making money, they're not going to keep you around.
Yeah, sadly. Anyway,
it's quantity over quality is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Anyway, I mean, I'm rewatching the anime, and then I'm gonna hopefully watch the show over the vacation, amongst other things.
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to see it find a home somewhere else, if that's a possibility, like Amazon Prime or something like that.
Yeah, maybe.
That'd be a better location for it, I think.
Well, unless Netflix owns it, and then it can't.
Yeah, but they can sell the rights away.
Maybe. Well, what else? Beyond that, I mean, I'm ready for the holiday. Vacation starts. I'm ready for Spider-Man. Man, I'm ready to rock, Mark. But that was my week. And then the VGAs happened, which Video Game Awards. A lot of big announcements of games. Real quick, best action adventure game went
looking into a new chair. Don't worry.
I know. Metroid Dread. Best action game went to Returnal, which is fantastic. Forza 5 won innovation and accessibility. Best VR, Resident Evil 4. Best community support, Final Fantasy Online. I'm going to go real quick, but the big shocker was interesting because the game of the year was between Deathloop, It Takes Two, Metroid Dread, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet and Clank, and Resident Evil Village. And
played none of those games.
And I played majority of them. It Takes Two won
Wow.
which is crazy because the creator of It Takes Two was on the Video Game Awards. He was the movie director a couple of years ago. He was on the Video Game Awards and he said, fuck the Oscars. And he's put out 2 games and then he got to take home Best Game of the Year.
Well, that's
kind of cool.
Yeah.
He said, fuck the Oscars.
Yeah.
He went from filmmaking to game design, which is pretty crazy. And Best Narrative went to Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, which is pretty cool. Best Art Direction, Deathloop. Best Score of Music, Nier. Best Performance was Maggie Robertson. She played the tall woman in Resident Evil, which is fantastic. But I would definitely there are some great trailers that dropped, like Hellboy 2.
Tiny what's her face there, Tiny Tina that you talked about earlier.
Yeah.
They're doing a Dungeons and Dragons game.
Yeah, that is a Dungeons and Dragons game.
Yeah.
That's a Tiny
Borderlands,
Tina.
though.
Yes, Borderlands. Yeah. There's 2 of them. There's the original, which you can now buy for $10, and they're doing a sequel that's coming out next year. It's got a great cast, voice cast. So it should be a lot. It looks like a lot of fun. Like a bunch of other cool trailers dropped. Oh, the coolest thing that dropped was the Matrix Unreal Engine 5 tech demo. So they dropped it during the Video Game Awards. They're like, you can download it right now, play it right now. It's amazing. They do this. It's all an Unreal Engine 5. The graphics are just kind of crazy. And then you are just put into the city. And you can fly around, you can drive cars, you can make the city turn into different things like the Matrix. And the graphics are just unbelievable. Like, so it's showing you what the Unreal Engine 5 can do for the new gen systems, and it's awesome.
Yeah, and I saw online, because I didn't watch the show because I don't watch the award shows anymore. But I saw online after the fact that they're releasing a Telltale Games version of Star Trek. I saw that.
Yes.
And I saw that Wonder Woman's getting a heart, like a Gotham Knights or Gotham Asylum version type game. Same people that did Gotham Asylum.
It's the same people who did
Arkham Asylum. Sorry.
No, it's the same people who did the Mordor games. So we don't know what it looks like. All we got was a teaser of her walking towards the screen. We didn't see any gameplay. Should be good. I'm excited for that.
And then the other DC one, the Suicide Squad kills the Justice League.
That looks awesome. They showed gameplay. They showed some CG stuff. It looks really fun.
Yeah,
that's coming out. That's coming out this new year. So
yeah, so
a lot of great games coming out. Oh, I hear a helicopter. It's really close to the house. That's weird.
Wow. I didn't show the one thing I was excited for because I did download, like I said, I downloaded Halo. Have not played it yet, but I saw they did more of an in-depth trailer for Halo, which looked pretty cool.
Just play it. If you downloaded it, just play
I'm saving it for the holiday break. I got I'm trying to save up things, so I have things to do while
it's the holiday season.
Well, Claire's working that whole week, so I'm going to be just home by myself. So
yeah, it's funny because Allison's working too.
Yeah, so
but I'm on vacation.
Cat butt.
Cat's back. How's your cat doing?
Great. She's sleeping now in her cubby hole. She's still a nighttime cat. She doesn't come out much during the day.
No. This cat is like all over the place.
Yeah.
But that's been my week.
She's starting to hang out with Claire more, and she's starting to hop onto the bed at night sometimes.
Oh man, yeah. Then it's just all waking me up in the morning.
No.
I want to be fed.
She goes up to Claire. Claire feeds her in the morning, so.
But that's been my week, Mark. I think now we should hop into Hawkeye episode 4 because we're going to do our Spider-Man predictions afterwards.
Yes. Hawkeye episode 4. We
Good
got
episode.
Great episode.
And Kingpin did not show up.
Kingpin did not show up, so you
and
do
he's
not
not
get
going to. He is not going to. We might get Kingpin, but it's not going to be D'Onofrio.
I don't think that's true. I
Yeah,
think he'll be D'Onofrio, and I have a feeling your lap dance. You better get those hips. Better not start lying.
That's
We're
not
dancing on
the
Thursday.
bet. I don't know why you're obsessed with this. It's not the bet, first of all.
That is the bet.
The bet is Charlie Cox going to.
That's what I'm saying. So I think you need to get your hips ready because you're going to be dancing in the middle of the movie theater.
Dancing in the street. I'm going to do that.
Dancing in the Cinemark is what you're going to be doing.
But Kingpin didn't show up, but we had a nice little cameo from
Elena
from Black Widow,
which I think she'll be in more of the series. I think she'll show up more as the series goes on.
Maybe she just showed up, she gave a look, and then she took off. So
yeah, but I think that's just the beginning. I think there's going to be more like, because I think this next episode, because at the end of this episode, Hawkeye's basically like, I need to do this on my own. I don't need you. So I think this episode will be the him trying to figure out what's going on episode.
Like that's every episode.
No, but I mean more like into the Yelena stuff as opposed to the Echo stuff.
Well, I still think Echo is the main villain.
No, yeah, she's the main baddie. I don't know if to say villain, but the main person for this.
I am happy that Hawkeye stuck to the rule that if you show a LARPer community in the first episode, you must bring back said LARPer community and use them later on.
Well, they're going to show up again in the last episode because I'm assuming they're going to be the ones that like give them their outfits.
Yes. Well, they
went to the big final battle, so
they already making the outfits. Yes, which is kind of cool. I knew the LARPers were going to be back.
Yeah.
I loved the back and forth with Kate and Hawkeye. I like the relationship. I like how, he's teaching her stuff. She's doing the same. They're helping each other. She comes to his time of need because it's like she knows he could be home with his family, and she gets to be home with her family, but he doesn't. And it's kind of nice that she came over and helped him out. So it's nice. I like
the fact that they're including his wife more and showing how she was basically like another agent, kind of, that I think he like fell in love with.
We got a hint. We got a hint of that. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's what the Rolex thing was about. Was like him. Like I think that was her way of tracking him, so she would know where he was.
Was that the Rolex was at the Avengers headquarters compound? Yeah. I don't know who or why.
I think it was his. Like he would wear that, and she would track him, so she would know where he was. So she wouldn't worry about him, like not like having an idea what he's doing or what's going on with him. I think that was his like some secret way of contacting her, getting in contact with her.
Maybe. I mean, it's weird. Also, my one complaint about the show was very awkwardly how Kate Bishop breaks into the room and there's a notepad easily accessible with all these notes about Hawkeye. And then there's the watch. I mean, this is out right in the open. And I'm just kind of like, wouldn't you have that in a desk drawer or something? It's just out in the open.
Echo's like not like a big criminal. She's just like she's not a criminal mastermind or anything.
So. Clearly she is not.
Yeah, she just has sitting on her desk.
Yeah, not even. It was like on the thing, and she's like, "Oh, look!" And I'm like, "Oh, that was easy to find."
I mean, there's certain comic-y things you kind of have to go with.
It was kind of funny. I thought it was humorous. But like overall, I mean, I'm loving the series. I just like how it's more grounded. We're getting to see these two characters play off each other. I like Hawkeye a lot. I think this makes his character even better in my eyes.
It does, and I think the more we go through it, the more I think this would have been the better way to do the Black Widow movie. Like Black Widow could have just got us a season, and just done this same kind of thing. Basically,
maybe.
I think you could have fleshed out more certain parts.
It would have been cool. They could have done that whole when she was younger,
Yeah,
when she was a kid.
yeah,
That could have been a whole like a 6 episode series right there
yeah.
about
You
her
could have got
parents.
2 seasons out of that, I think.
Not even. I mean, you could get one season of them being kids and having to deal with that with their parents, and then a second season when
That's what I'm
she's
saying. Yeah,
older.
yeah,
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, I mean, for me, Black Widow falls apart in that third act.
yeah.
That falling from the sky. She is not a superhero.
No,
She's just like Hawkeye. She doesn't have
yeah,
superpowers. The
yeah,
fact that she survived falling from the sky from this
yeah,
gigantic red room that just blows up,
yeah.
it I kind of takes you out of the movie a little bit.
She's,
I mean, other
yeah,
than that, I liked everything about it, but that final act was just a little weird.
no, exactly.
It
Yeah.
was like the writers forgot her powers. They're just kind of like, well,
Or they just
yeah,
needed to, yeah, they just wanted to make a movie, kind of basically. But whatever.
yeah. I'm like, oh, she'll just fall out. She'll be fine.
But no, I like how they're integrating that story for the loss of Nat into how much it affected Hawkeye, and it's still affecting him even 2 years or whatever
It's
it
the
is later.
shot. It's the shot he never took.
Yeah,
They became best friends.
yeah,
And then you have a parallel to that with Bishop and
hanging from the side of the building, and he's like reaching over.
well, she was going to take the shot on what's her face.
Yeah,
I can't think of her name now. Yvonne? No,
Elena.
Elena.
Yeah.
She was going to take the shot on her, and she gave her a look, and she didn't, and she took off.
They'll
So
become best friends.
it was a weird look. I don't know what it meant.
I think it was just like, I'm not here for you. I think that was that look was. It's like,
don't
here. Don't start something you can't finish, kind of. You know.
she couldn't win that fight anyway.
Yeah. I think that's like their way of, in Marvel storytelling, MCU storytelling, that's like their foreshadowing, or showing how a story's going to go, kind of thing. Like Hawkeye said the whole story about him and Nat and how he didn't take the shot, and then they end up becoming best friends. And I think that's going to be the same, like the translation to that to the new Hawkeye and Black Widow, or Black Widow.
I mean, I don't want
she didn't take the shot, so now like Yelena knows, and then once everything gets all straightened out, that opens the door for her. And
well, we know that she's not a bad person, but she's being manipulated into thinking she's doing the right thing by going after Ronin or Hawkeye. Because supposedly that person killed her sister, which we know isn't the truth. She needs to figure that for herself.
Yeah.
And I think eventually they will be on the same side, but I think there's going to be that conflict right now. But I agree with you that down the line they will be shoulder to shoulder, I think.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think 2 episodes left. I think it's a perfect show. It's nice and short and sweet.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see how it ends.
And then we strap in for Moon Knight.
Yeah, when's Moon Knight next year?
January.
I believe. Yeah, but we're strapping in for a Book of Boba Fett first.
Well, I know, but I'm saying Marvel-wise. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I did get the first 5 issues of Moon Knight, which I'm going to start reading.
Good comics there.
Yeah. I was able to grab the Scotty Young variant of issue 1.
Oh, nice.
And I got the variant issue for number 3 as well, with Miles Morales on the cover.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. I
didn't see that cover. Issue 3 or something. I don't know. I haven't read it. So I don't want to know.
He doesn't show up.
No.
Miles does not show up.
But it could be kind of Spider-Man on the front of the cover. So
it could be just one of those things, advertising for something. Because sometimes they do
10 years of Spider-Man or something.
That could be it. That could be why.
Yeah.
They do that. But I mean, Hawkeye, man, this episode for me was another 9. To me, this is kind of definitely goes up there with Loki being one of my favorite MCU shows so far. Well, I gotta see how it ends first before I decide. But right now, it's up there.
Yeah.
It all hinges on that ending and what happens.
Yes. And I did say, well, we'll talk about it in the next thing we're going to talk about. So.
Well, I mean, I think we pretty much talked all the main important parts of episode 4.
Yeah.
I mean, other things did happen, but like nothing. Like I think the stepdad. I think obviously there's
He's a
more than meets
swordsman.
the eye.
He's a
A
swordsman.
sword.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's that character in the comic. He has swords. He is a swordsman.
Yeah.
Will it be revealed that there's more to him at the end of this show? Maybe.
I think his shtick is he's looking into the mother. And that's why he's like playing off that he's like a derpy guy, kind of.
Yeah.
I think with the not being able to know what the different sayings are. And
yeah.
I think it's all an act. I think he's, because it looks like the mother was the one that after like Hawkeye left the room, like after she sent Hawkeye away, like she was doing that, like the shady phone call, like, you know.
Right.
So I think that he's, because at the beginning of the season, the mother was meeting with the uncle and they were having like a weird conversation. And
what if it's her? What if it's
saying
her?
She's the one that's hooked up with the bad guys.
Yeah, what if they do a switcheroo? Yeah, what
Yeah.
if it's her the whole time? And
Yeah.
the swordsman really is just like kind of this derpy kind of guy.
Yeah, he's an ancillary like hero, like a D-list hero.
Not a hero, just a dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
He's just a guy.
Yeah.
He's just I don't know. It's either he's hiding it with his being that way, or it's really her. But it could be really her because I think the clues are there.
I think it's more, to me, it makes more sense that it's her, because she'd be not as apt to like be fond of superheroes after losing her husband.
Right.
But it would make more sense for her, like how they get all that money. If they were fighting at the beginning of the season about not being able to keep the apartment that they live in, and whatever it is later, years later, she's still living in that same apartment. She had to get the money somehow.
Yeah.
And start
she marries
security
rich.
company, and she has a whole security company.
Right.
Where'd she get the security company? She wasn't working at a security company when that whole first part of the movie was happening. First part of the show was happening.
Very, very true.
Yeah.
So I think it could be her. I think we're gonna make it a switcheroo.
Yeah.
A role reversal. And M. Night Shyamalan a ding dong at the end. It was really her the whole time.
Yeah.
But shall we get into our Spider-Man predictions, Mark?
Yes.
Well,
there is one thing that got announced by Marvel itself.
No, don't tell me.
It's about the after credit stuff.
No, I don't want to know after credit stuff. Don't tell me.
All right.
No.
It's this part of the thing.
Why would I want to be ruined before I see the movie?
It's not ruining it. It's just telling you. You're just showing.
No,
they just announced something.
Don't announce. I don't want to know. I am blacking. I blacked out. I don't want to know anything. Right. Why would I go to a movie wanting to know everything?
You're not gonna know everything.
But I don't want to know it. So keep it. Omit it. It's not going to be talk. You can, after I hang up with you, you can tell the cat. But I don't want to know. I don't want to know, man.
The cat already knows.
I'm staying off. I'm not reading reviews. I don't want to.
I didn't read anything either. It was just a thing that Marvel announced.
Well, I don't want to know it. So I'm going to go for my prediction that
it's not even about Spider-Man.
Okay, but you said it's an after credits thing.
Yes, that's not about the Spider-Man movie.
But if it's after the credits, I don't want to know. Why would that's the best part, is not knowing what I'm about to see at the after credits.
All right.
It's like after credits to me. It's like the toy you get in a cereal box at the very bottom and you don't know what it is. It's a surprise. That's the after credits to me. It's a surprise.
Not really good. That's not a really good comparison because most of those toys are very disappointing.
When I was a kid, those toys were awesome. Toys were so awesome as a kid. Now, I don't think they even do toys anymore.
No, because why?
I don't know. The toys were awesome as a kid, man. I got some cool shit. All right. Anywho, my prediction, and something I'm going to stand by, my prediction is, of course, my go-to. Charlie Cox will not be Daredevil in this movie. He will not be in it. Period. That's my prediction. You, Mark.
My prediction
And don't
is
say anything revolving around this thing Marvel announced.
I wasn't going to.
Don't do it.
My prediction is we're gonna see the other two Spider-Men.
I agree with you. Yes, I think Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire. It's the worst kept secret in movie
it's
history.
either the worst kept secret or it's the most obviously kept non-secret, like that everyone's ever been a part of. It's like if they don't show up in this movie, it's not gonna make any sense.
Yeah, they'll show up. I honestly believe.
I feel like at this point, if they don't show up, people are not gonna like the movie. Like it's that big of a thing now. It's become that big of a.
I wouldn't be that disappointed, but I feel like they're gonna.
I mean, if you're like gonna be so centric on their villains,
yeah,
and not have them show up at all,
it makes no sense.
It makes no sense.
I do believe they're gonna show up, and I think it's gonna be. I can't wait to be in the theater with people when that happens, because that's the movie experience. Is everyone freaking out? I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I agree with that prediction, Mark. That's a good one. I mean, it's an easy one. My second prediction.
I also will go against yours and say I think there's gonna be. He might not show up as Daredevil, but I have a feeling that he'll show up somehow in the movie somewhere.
Okay. So your prediction is Charlie Cox will show up as
Matt Murdock. I don't think we'll get Daredevil, but we'll get at least a Matt Murdock something.
Okay. All right.
Either in that whole part where they're doing the interrogation thing and he comes in as the lawyer or something like that. Just something to nod to him being Daredevil.
Gotcha.
Which would then initiate Bryan doing lap dances.
This is so creepy. You're like the guy.
It's not even like I want to see it at this point. It's more of just
the
stupidity of you guys making a bet about one of you having to give the other a lap dance. We just kind of want to just see one of you have to do it, just so you're embarrassed, and you guys are doing a lap dance in the middle of a movie theater on each other. That's all it is. It's not even like I want to see it. It's just like one of those things of like when your friends make a dumb bet and you're like, it's dumb, but I kind of want to see them do it just to watch them be like embarrassed and doing it.
I got you.
It's like when your friends like bet each other, like, I'm going to shave an eyebrow if this doesn't work. And you're like, I don't want to see you without an eyebrow, but I kind of want to see you shave your eyebrow off to watch it come off and watch you look so stupid, you know?
Yeah.
Like the whole, like back in the day when Mador bet somebody something that, and then if he lost, he had to streak around your house. I don't want to see Mador streak around your house, but the stupidity of him making that bet and then seeing him have to pay it off was like, good, you're an idiot. Don't do that again.
All right. I get what you're saying, sort of.
Yeah. So other things like money or dinner or something useful.
So anyway, my other prediction is this is an easy one. I think it's gonna happen. The first two Spider-Man movies all ended with someone saying, oh shit, what they say? They're about to swear and it cuts. Like they go, oh god damn,
yeah.
Oh shit. Like it's like, oh, and they say shit and it cuts to black.
Yeah.
I predict, because the last movie, I think it was Aunt May who did it. I think. Oh, because she sees him.
She sees him as Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is going to end with my prediction. It's going to be Doctor Strange or Peter Parker who's going to be doing the oh shit at the end. I think Doctor Strange possibly. I think it's going to be Doctor Strange. My prediction is Doctor Strange is going to do the old shit right at the end.
Okay.
That's my prediction.
I'm going to throw out the random. I think we'll find Mysterio is still alive somehow.
Well, yeah, he never died.
He did in the last movie. And that's what the shtick was, that he died.
Yeah, well, he's also, they're also blaming Spider-Man. I feel like he
Remember at
didn't
the end of
die,
last
though.
movie, they had like his cult kind of
Yeah,
was gathering stuff. It
maybe
was
I
all
think
like former
Mysterio.
Stark workers kind of that were like doing stuff.
Yeah, I think Mysterio is probably potentially not dead because he's such a trickster. You don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he's not going to be dead.
I mean, I will say the one thing that, Jake Gyllenhaal, just get a Lady Backer scarf, please, so we can stop hearing about it.
What are you talking about?
The 10-minute long Taylor Swift song is basically all about uh, Jake Gyllenhaal never gave Taylor Swift left a scarf at Jake Gyllenhaal's house, and he didn't give it back to her, and he ended up giving it to his next girlfriend.
Good for him.
That's a whole 10-minute Taylor Swift song.
Good for him. I don't care. I don't like her music, and I don't care.
I don't
know. Good. I mean,
do
I hope that scarf.
Do you think if we get the
goes up in flames? What?
You haven't heard, if I don't remember correctly, I don't think we've heard in this Spider-Man, any of the Spider-Man movies we've seen so far. Have we gotten the classic Spider-Man phrase yet?
Oh, was great
power comes great responsibility.
Well, Uncle Ben was dead.
Yeah.
And he's the one who says it to him.
Yeah.
Originally. I don't think they've gotten to that trope. I don't think anybody said it to him. I mean, I think Tony Stark pretty much was the one. Yeah, I think Tony Stark might have, I got to rewatch it, but Tony Stark was the Uncle Ben figure and telling him he needs to be responsible. So I think he already went through that growing pains with Tony. Because that was the whole thing about Tony Stark saying, you have to earn this.
Yeah.
You have to earn this. You can't just, Are you
going to force yourself to rewatch the first two movies before Thursday?
They're fresh in my mind. I
don't remember much of the first one.
I mean, I love both of them. So, I'm not gonna have time, to be honest with you.
I know.
I'm working tonight, and
I know. Just throw it out there.
Yeah, I don't think so. Are you? I don't
think so. I know sometimes.
I just rewatched the Tobey Maguire series because that's the one I'm furthest away from, and that's the one I really want to
know what's going on when he reappears. So
I love Tobey Maguire series. But you have any more predictions? Well, you already went. It's my turn, right?
Well, I'll throw out my last one. I think we're gonna get some kind of inkling of Scarlet Witch somewhere in this.
Maybe.
Because that whole thing with that scene that they keep showing around the Statue of Liberty / Captain America statue thing, that whole like spinning stuff was very reminiscent of when Scarlet Witch was in the battle with Harkness.
Yeah, but it's also very reminiscent,
kind of like magic-y stuff going around, like Darkhold type stuff. So I wonder if there's gonna be some kind of like, the only way they can close the multiverse is they have to use a Darkhold, and he has to bring her out.
Well, she's supposed to be,
because that made me think,
she's going to be in this movie.
Yes, but we have said the thing, we've seen it in the trailer where he's like, I can't do this by myself. And I wonder if we were thinking then like, oh, maybe that's when the other Spider-Men show up. What if that's when he calls on Scarlet Witch to come help him?
I think it's because it's a Spider-Man movie. I think Scarlet Witch is going to show up maybe post-credits, but she's going to be in his movie. I feel like this is Spider-Man centric. So I think the villains come out and then they bring in the other Spider-Man to help it because obviously Tom Holland can't take him out all on his own. Mm-hmm. So I think that would be very weird that it's
I don't know where that part of the movie is. That could be towards the end of the movie. That could be like the final part of the movie.
Yeah, I mean, Sony really likes to just give it all away in a trailer. Hopefully it's a misdirects. So I feel like a lot of it's misdirects. So we shall see. I mean, that's an interesting prediction if she shows up. I mean, I could see it if she shows up as a cameo at the end, you know.
Yeah.
Like if there's to kind of give us that bridge between that and then his movie.
Yeah, that was my thought.
So I would agree with that prediction in a different kind of way. And then my last prediction, we could possibly see a Venom cameo somewhere.
Oh, I would say at least, if not in the movie somehow, at least in like an after credits thing.
Because Venom was licking his screen at the end.
And they did do the whole thing where they said that, and he was in the last Tobey Maguire movie, Venom. Not this Venom, but a Venom.
Yeah.
Was in the last Tobey Maguire movie. And if Sandman's there,
where's Venom?
Where's Venom?
Right. And it could be Tom, to kind of tie it all in.
Venom.
Tom Hardy's Venom.
Yeah.
And you could just kind of wash over the other one.
Well, yeah, because they're like trying to say is like, I think that's like how they get away with the, like I've heard the thing of like, it's not Thomas Hayden Church as Sandman, it's somebody else that's in this universe, but from a different universe, they become Sandman. The Hobgoblin is rumored to be Ned from a different universe.
Maybe.
So it's like his friend as opposed to,
Someone did like look at that. They froze that image of the Hobgoblin, and it was what's his face? It was Green Goblin.
William Dafoe.
William Dafoe's face.
Yeah.
But like a lot of this could be just fake stuff. But it was William Dafoe. So I don't know. I feel like that could have been yet again a CG'd over face.
Yeah.
It could be anybody.
Yeah.
I don't trust the trailer, which is great. I don't trust Marvel trailers anymore. So.
No, but I think there's at least I think it's easier for them to recast the villains and say they're just different universe versions of those villains.
Right.
Like Venom is a Tom Hardy Venom, not the Topher Grace Venom. They didn't pull the villains from those each place. Like the villains are from different universes.
Right.
And the Spider-Man's can be from different universes. If we don't get Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield, and along those lines of the Venom not being the original Venom, could they pull different Spider-Men in, do you think? Could you get a Miles Morales Spider-Man?
We could, but I don't think we're going to get that in this one. But I would love it. I would love a Miles Morales to come in. I think his character would be great. And
that's they can pull in different villains that aren't the actual villains, i.e. Venom. They could pull in different Spider-Men that aren't those Spider-Men.
Yeah.
It's a good way to introduce new Spider-Men without having to. Like that's the one thing with the multiverse is you can introduce anybody doing anything at this point. It opens up all the doors.
Yes, it does. And that's how Miles Morales became a Spider-Man through the multiverse in the current chronology of Marvel.
And he's already established because of Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
So
but in the comic books, he was a character.
Sony. Huh? And it's all Sony stuff too, so
yeah,
Sony's already established Miles Morales, already established Spider-Gwen, Nick Johnson as Peter Parker, so you already have those characters established, and you're using the multiverse, Spider-Verse, whatever you want to call it, in each thing. There's a way that you could bring in
I think the animated is going to be it's separate from the movies, so I don't think they're going to be bringing the animated version of Miles Morales then.
No, what I'm saying, but you could bring in those characters.
Yes,
not the people playing them, but you could bring in.
I agree. But
any of those characters.
The fever for this movie is Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield. Nobody wants to see any rando. Nobody wants to see a rando. They want to see.
But if you brought like a fourth Spider-Man in, I'm saying, like if you brought in Tobey Maguire and you brought in Andrew Garfield, and you brought in
a new one, that would be really good. Yeah. I think. See, with this movie, it's like the expectations are so high.
Yeah. This movie is like Marvel's get a jail free card. You can pretty much put anything in this movie, and everyone's gonna be like, "This is fantastic." I don't care. Just give me, as long as you hit like 3 things, you can pretty much put anything in this movie.
You got to hit the villains.
You already hit the villains. Like they've already like fan service the villain people. Because you got Molina as Doc Ock, you got William Dafoe as Green Goblin. So you got those Fox. You got Jamie Foxx as Electro, and a good Electro, not the bad one from his movie.
Yeah.
So now you can like basically do what Star Wars is doing with Hayden Christensen. You could do with Andrew Garfield in Spider-Man. You could like pay off that bad taste in everyone's mouth from those movies.
Right. Yeah.
Then if you get those 3 things, like if you hit the villains, you get the Spider-Man in, you get the third, you can just do whatever you want for the third thing. You can just put anything out there.
Yeah.
You're like, this is great. This is gravy. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Shoot Spider-Man into space? Sure.
That's not gonna happen. My final prediction is this will be the number one movie for the holiday going into the new year.
Oh,
it will be number one movie.
What else is there to compete against it?
Well, you have Matrix, but that's going to be on HBO. It's going to be on HBO, so I don't think it's going to.
It's also not. I don't see the excitement for Matrix as there is for Spider-Man.
I agree.
I'm not even excited for Matrix as I am for Spider-Man.
I'm excited for both, but Spider-Man's here.
I can give 2 Matrix flying hoots about. I guess come to find out, I did hear about the Matrix that there was a video game that was put out.
Yes.
Not recently, but like an older game.
Yeah.
And that's technically canon in the Matrix lore.
Yes.
And I guess Morpheus dies in that video game.
Yes.
So that's their explanation for why he's not in the movie.
Right. But they'll explain why.
I'm already losing interest.
Plus, he's an old guy.
Yeah, I'm already losing interest.
Well,
on Matrix. The more I see of it, the less I'm interested in it.
I'm excited for it. Anyway, that's our predictions, Mark.
Yes.
So our schedule is we will be recording our review of Spider-Man this Friday. Our review will be going up this weekend, this Friday. Yes. We will not be doing a show next week because that'll be
our show for next week.
And then we will have our Christmas show, which will go out.
It's our end of year spectacular.
Which will be going out on the 27th.
Yes.
It's going to be our top 10 favorite things of 2021.
Yes. Our top 5 each, so 10 total.
Yes.
Yes.
Our top 10
be here all day. Yeah.
Our top 10 things of 2021. That will be going out the week after Christmas.
Yes.
So we'll have ourselves a week off. Next week, our Spider-Man review will be that show. So this Friday. I mean, 2 more Sleeps with Spider-Man. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I'm so close. Don't tell me anything. I want nobody say anything to me.
And we'll also have our small, super quick review of episode 5 of Hawkeye on that show on Friday. We'll throw that in there too. Just so
if I watch it in time. If I watch it.
You know what? You can't watch it tomorrow. It comes out tomorrow. What do you have? Why can't you watch it tomorrow?
All right, I'll watch it tomorrow. Or I'll watch it Thursday. Or I can watch it Thursday. Or Friday morning I can watch it. Friday morning.
I don't care. Just watch the stupid show.
It's
like
weird.
a half an hour.
It's not a half an hour. It's almost an hour. But it's weird. Wednesdays, I forget. I don't watch it until Friday. Yeah. It's weird.
You're the worst.
I forget it's on.
You're the worst.
You do the same thing. Who puts shows out on a Wednesday? Come on.
Law and Order was on a Wednesday.
I watch it on my DVR, so I watch it on the weekends. I watch everything on the weekends generally. I don't really. I play video games for real. I play Halo.
I know you do. Yeah, you're Mr. Video Game now. You're a video game nerd.
It's weird. I much rather put in time into a video game than watch a show.
Yeah.
That's why I don't watch as much shows as you do.
See, I put my time into watching shows and not playing video games.
There you go. Everyone's different.
Yin and yang. That's why we get along so well.
There you go. All right, Mark. We will be back this Friday here at Geekonomics Podcast.
Don't forget, coming up on the 26th of December, CliffsCon in Plainville. If you're looking for that Boxing Day gift, if you didn't get what you wanted for Christmas, you might find it there.
Man, that's gonna be a tough show after the holidays.
That'll be packed.
I hope. I might go. I might just go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Sounds like a plan.
Wait, it's on Sunday?
It is. They're always on the last Sunday of the month.
All right. Remind me. I might go.
I will.
All right.
Okay.
We will see everybody this Friday with our review.
See you all this Friday. 2 sleeps till Spidey.